morning, everyone. We are here live at the Medina County Fairgrounds with our third annual Made in Medina County Expo, and we're thrilled to have Congressman Anthony Gonzalez with us. Thank you for joining us. So why do you think events like this are so important?
Well, for a variety of reasons, but number one, I think, is to show kids in the community all of the great things that are happening here in Medina County. And so the thing that blows me away as I walk the halls right now is to see how many young folks are here experiencing manufacturing and seeing what an essential workforce it is and how powerful it is in the community. It's fantastic to be here.
Absolutely. We've got over 500 students here today, high school students and middle school students. We've got a robotics showcase going on, so there's so much to see and do. So Kimberly is our co-chair for the steering committee. I think she has another question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bethany. Thank you, Congressman, for being here. After almost 1 year into this job, we have 57 manufacturing companies here. I'm sure you've had a chance to tour some of them. As you've been out touring Northeast Ohio, what are you hearing from the manufacturing companies as their number one concern, and what do you think is the biggest driver of manufacturing here?
So the number one concern that I hear when I speak to our manufacturers and anybody across the economy is workforce. Right now, we have a lot of great jobs. The economy is doing very, very well in Northeast Ohio, in Medina County especially, but folks need workers. And so that's why it's so important to have our students here today so they can see up close and personal how incredible the job opportunities are right here in their hometown. So this is fantastic.
Yes, worklocal.net.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's a lot of great opportunities here on the trade show floor today. I would challenge you to try out the truck driving exhibition and try your hand at that and anything else that you see. So
Absolutely.
Very good. Is there anything else you'd like to add about some of the work that you're doing in workforce development and job creation in Washington?
Yeah, so one of the big initiatives that we have is called the Jobs Act, and what the Jobs Act would do is provide funding to students to go get short-term certificates that they could apply right into the workforce. So instead of maybe going to a four-year college, which is great for a lot of people but not everybody, it gives people that flexibility where they can go get a certificate, get training, and go immediately into the workforce. I think it's a really powerful idea, especially when unemployment is so low and everybody's looking for jobs.
Absolutely. So that's actually one of the messages we heard from our keynote speaker, John Ratzenberger, this morning, how important it is to have those skilled trades involved. So that's what we're celebrating here today at Made in Medina County, and now we'll let you go and meet some of these great companies. We are here live on the floor of Made in Medina County's third annual Manufacturing Expo with Senate President Larry Obhoff, whom I'm proud to say is my own senator. So thank you for being here today. Why are events like this so important, do you think?
Well, I think that this is a great day, and I think events like this mean a lot to the community because they give local employers the opportunity to showcase all of the great things that are going on right here in Medina County. But more importantly, I think they also give the state of Ohio as a whole the opportunity to showcase our industries, the technology that we have, and the large number of people who are working in manufacturing here in our home state. And for a long time, I think the manufacturing industries in general looked like they were declining, and right now Ohio is as strong as it's ever been. And it is important that people understand that they know that there are jobs all across our great state and right here in our home county that allow you to do so many different things. And so it's great to be here with so many employers, so many hard-working men and women from Medina County, and promoting what really is the backbone of Ohio and the U.S. economies.
So you mentioned technology. Some of the 500 students that are here today are doing a robotics showcase. So we're showcasing that STEM education and hopefully future innovators and building things. So we're here with Kimberly Marshall from the City of Medina, the co-chair of the steering committee. I think you might have a question or two.
Thank you, Bethany. So, Senator, we have 57 manufacturing companies here today, and as you're out touring Ohio and visiting companies, what are you hearing from them as their number one biggest concern?
Well, I think there are a number of things that we're focused on in the state legislature and that I hope our friends in Washington will become focused on as well. Certainly trade is a big issue for them, and the USMCA, which was agreed to between the United States, Canada, and Mexico about a year ago, is still pending in Congress. So hopefully the Speaker of the House will tee that up for ratification. It absolutely deserves it. It will create 176,000 jobs domestically, and about 75,000 of those will be in the auto manufacturing industry specifically. And that is something that traditionally has been a big job creating industry in Ohio, and something that could use a bounce back. So the USMCA and a number of the other trade deals that the President has been working on, I think will be a big step forward for our communities. At the state level, what we've been focused on are regulatory reform and cutting taxes. And we've, in this last budget, cut income taxes by about $700 million. But more importantly, it's a little boring and probably doesn't catch a lot of headlines, but we instituted a rule where for the next 4 years, if the state of Ohio wants to impose a new regulation, more government red tape on job creators, for each regulation proposed, the government has to propose 2 rules to be repealed. So we will effectively start cutting the red tape, getting regulations out of the way of job creators, and freeing up people to focus more time on growing their business, hiring more people, selling more of their products, all the things that make our economy strong.
Thank you so much. In economic development, we are always advocating for our companies, and we certainly appreciate all your hard efforts in advocating for reducing some of that, the rules and regulations and the bureaucratic red tape. So you have 3 small daughters, 3 young daughters. Do any of them ever talk about, like, what do I want to be when I grow up?
They do, and at least 2 of them want to be scientists in one form or another. Sometimes they want to be paleontologists. They do study some engineering-related work. I think they are fans of robotics, and 2 of them have done a science Olympiad through their school. And I would encourage any kids out there watching this, boys, girls, everybody, whatever age you are, if you're interested in science, get into it. From where I'm standing right now, I can see one of the products made by one of the robotics teams here, and it's pretty amazing. And I would encourage everybody to test the waters, decide what you love, and learn as much as you can.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Well, Made in Medina, we love being in Medina. We're actually celebrating 35 years in Medina. Rico has roots in Medina, so we like to be a part of it. We like to be seen in the community. We have a lot of kids, high school kids and career center kids that come in, and we're looking for the next generation in our workforce.
And you guys have been consistently growing over the last decade, is that right? So.
That's correct, yes. We actually, 2 years ago, we expanded our assembly warehouse by 45% to accommodate for our growth. So we're constantly hiring more people in to take care of building our lift trucks.
We continue to grow. That hasn't changed, with new product development and continuous improvement and adding employees.
And how has finding workforce been? I know last time we talked, it was a bit of a struggle. Is it still difficult, still hard to find workforce here today?
Sure, great question. So it still has its challenges. We've had success, and we actually were able to put a pause a little bit because we were hiring so quickly. We wanted to focus on training people efficiently. So we're back, kind of the faucet's back on again with hiring people.
I know you had some challenges with the Army Corps of Engineers, and just kind of run through that process and what you were up against.
So we actually had an environmental consultant that started last year, and we thought we had everything on schedule, and then he was getting, I will say, pushback or a lack of support with the Army Corps of Engineer. And then we had a situation in which the Army Corps of Engineer and the Ohio EPA were finger pointing. And so we solicited assistance from the mayor and his team, which have been amazing support, and they reached out to your team, and I would say it was so rapid, the response that we got, and it resolved the issue that now we're able to complete our construction, and we should be completed by the end of this month. And without your assistance, that would not have been possible.
The investment is about $90 million, is that right? Do you know how many jobs you'll be creating here with that?
So bringing to Medina, we will have about 85 jobs.
So finding skilled workers is difficult. It's one of the hardest things. You know, We're trying to recruit, heavy equipment mechanics, and we actually have a program where we'll sponsor them into a 2-year college to get their associate's degree, and when they get out, we have a job for them waiting. So we're definitely invested in trying to.
How has today been, being here, seeing the kids, interact with different people? I saw you talking to a student earlier. How's this been?
It's been good. It's amazing you ask. So, some of the students really seem to know what direction they want to go, and that's great. And then you have some that are like, I'm not really sure what I want to do. So it's given us the opportunity to say, hey, there's tons of opportunities here, and companies need good employees. So.